It was a grim day in December when Texas Ranger James Holland sat across from Samuel Little, the prison's cagey, yet oddly unremarkable resident. A chill pierced through the room, though the prison was well heated, as Little leaned back into his chair and began unraveling tales of a bygone era, decades veiled in shadows. At 78, most men would be content reflecting on a life lived, but Samuel Little took a different path. His reflections were a macabre catalog of lies he had extinguished, 90 souls lost to his malevolence. You want to hear about the others, don't you? His voice cracked like leaves underfoot, eerie and haunted. James Holland, seasoned though he was, felt his stomach knot, his mind bracing for horrors untold. Little spoke of women, now mere ghosts in his memory, recounting each kill with an unsettling clarity. Most of them were nameless, faceless figures to the law enforcement teams from coast to coast. But to Little, each had a story, twisted and terminated by his hands. As months passed, stories that seemed like fragments of nightmarish lore began to solidify. Authorities across states corroborated his confessions, cold cases now uncomfortably warm under the stark light of truth. Dozens of lost souls were given names once more, though their return to this world offered no comfort, only shivers down the spines of the living. Yet in a nation desensitized by tales of terror, Samuel Little's name remained a whisper rather than a shout. The most prolific killer in American history, and few recognized his face, recalled his crimes. I'm struck that Samuel Little doesn't seem to be that well known, mused Flynn, an agent familiar with the dark corridors of human depravity. It's possible that as time unwinds, we might find that his name rises. But would it rise as a cautionary tale, or merely another specter in the gallery of ghouls that haunted America's past? For now, Little's name lingered like a hushed rumor, a ghostly breath against the necks of those who dared remember. In his cell, Samuel Little chuckled to himself, an echo of forgotten screams resounding only in his mind. He was a monster veiled in the guise of an old man, his sins absorbed into the fabric of obscurity. Yet Holland knew that obscurity was a thin veil, easily torn. Every dark secret held the potential to burst forth, and with each confession, Little dragged his past into the glaring, unforgiving light. The question hung heavy in the air. How long until the nation, plagued by amnesia, would confront the magnitude of the shadows Samuel Little cast? The room felt colder still as Holland rose to leave, the weight of countless lost lives pressing upon him. Little's eyes followed him, gleaming with a darkness that refused to fade. The whispers of shadows had been given voice. They would not be silenced again.